Hello, everybody.
Sure. Hello. We don't have a very big selection today.
We don't, no.
Pathfinder? What's the Pathfinder International? I don't even know who they are. Okay, what the hell is a Pathfinder? I have not belonged to this from.
What are you doing, silly? Mark,
What's your problem?
what's going on?
Well, you know, they're telling me I'm overdue. I don't think I ever belonged, frankly. Why don't you pull that up so I can reach it? Would that be a good thing?
Oh, the basket?
Trash basket. Yeah.
How's that, dear? Can you want to come up a little bit more? Even with the
It's
desk?
not coming. What's it stuck on?
It's just the bottom because
Oh.
it's got like
Very
rubber
good.
on the bottom.
Dear Carlene, I'm interested in buying your house. I will pay you cash for your house as is. Don't have to spend a dime to repair or even clean it up. Oh, guy, what the hell? At any rate, no commission, and I can pay typical closing costs. There's no obligation to call me if you're interested in a no-hassle cash sale. Isn't that interesting? Keep this with your important house papers. Don't spend money on repairs, just sell it to us. Okay, we'll leave that there. Toyota. Now they want to buy my Toyota.
You just got it.
Huh?
You just got it.
I got 5 of them.
Oh, okay.
Our experts are standing by. This is for a RAV4. Is overdue for important service. Okay, well, that's somebody else's problem. Cirrus, that's my problem. There's no interesting mail at all.
No.
This
No
is
boxes
just garbage mail came through. What is today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Are they going to skip mail on Wednesdays now?
Good boy. Lucky good boy. Oh, you go just shut her door.
Service fees, $17 for the radio. What the hell? You know, I'm not sure that's worth it. I will now undo that one. There we go.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Wow.
Somebody will ask me what I did today. And so Judy started writing it down.
Oh, good. So then.
So what happened? We were supposed to go get hay. I can do it right here.
Okay.
We were supposed to go and get the hay because they're running out over there at Meredith, and they're beginning to take it out of my hayloft. So I go out and I get in the car, and it has the plow on the front. Well, I can't ask the poor thing to carry the plow on the front and then hook on several tons of hay on the back. So we found Mark, and he managed to get the plow off so we could hook up to the trailer. Well, first thing, the trailer's full of snow. So we had to put the trailer up in the air to get rid of the snow, which means that we had to jump the cable off my car because nobody ever remembers to plug in the trailer, so we have a live battery. So we just carry a long jumper cable. So we get the trailer all hooked up. There's always a problem with the electrical because it's fallen out and dragged on the ground so many times that it's a little bit wonky. So Mark gets it hooked together, everything fine. I don't go check because, Mark's hooked it up, etc. So I pull up here so Judy can get out and get her gloves, mind you, after she's worked outside handling the trailer and all the metal things that you handle in the cold. It goes into her hands. But then she comes up and gets her gloves out of the car, puts them on and gets in that was backwards. And when I put my foot on the brake, there was a little bit of a jolt. I didn't pay an awful lot of attention. Sometimes the trailer, it makes a noise sometimes. So I pull down the driveway and I start to, it's the big hill down here, so I got the trailer behind. So I step on the brakes and all of a sudden the trailer stops and stops the car.
Ooh.
So I get to the bottom and I figure this is a little strange. It can be hooked up that way, but it's strange. So I stepped on again. I figured, I really can't drive it this way all the way to get hay and back with the brakes kind of funny. So I figured I'd go down to Country Motors and just drive very slowly and carefully, try not to use the brakes. They certainly were stopping. It would stop the car between the car brakes and the trailer brakes, but it made it. Everything was going very well until I got to the corner and I put the blinker on. But the blinker is connected to the lights, and the lights are what's stopping the brakes. So there's this thing while the blinker is going. I figured we could not do that. So I got out and I unhooked the trailer, unhooked the electrical from the trailer, because I've driven it many, many times without that anyway, and I figured it was going to be safer to drive it without that going on. So we drove up to get hay. Very carefully, she and I got into a conversation going up 95. We forgot to get off to go to the bank to get the money to get the hay. But I figured the hay guy would put up with me and I'd just bring him money tomorrow and get more hay. So we get up to the bank. It turns out there was a bank right near him, and I could, get my card. Except I got this trailer on behind, and for one reason or another, I had to back into the slot to use my card on the ATM machine. And I've got this trailer on me. I know what trailer is wide. So I very carefully back in get the trailer and get the money out of the bank, and then we go off to get the hay, and he doesn't have any. It's Wednesday, and he is out of hay.
Oh, no.
I told you people this was going to happen. But he's getting some tomorrow night, and he says if I get there first thing Friday, he'll give me some hay. Unbelievable. But it certainly is a lesson. You can't, the stuff got there on Monday, and he's out of it by Wednesday. This is a bad deal that's going on, and I really need to get in a little more organized to get hay early in the week. So that's my news.
Wow.
So I came back by way of the guy who's got the little donkey trailer and showed him the mess. And I'm not sure what fault it is. I don't know. I'm going to have to take it down to, I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
So it still
I
wasn't
don't
working right?
I don't know whether it's,
It still wasn't working right?
Oh, it's not working at all.
Oh, okay.
I had to take it apart to
Okay.
even be able to drive it.
Wow.
So I don't know. The problem, I think, is the car, because the car, when they put on the hitch, I think the Toyota guy put the hitch on. I'm pretty sure he did. When they put that on, they put the electrical connection so that you really have to get down on your knees and crawl under to hook it up. And that really wasn't working very well, so my friend down there at Toyota put another extension on it and wound it up to a different position, so it's a little more convenient. But it's not what I'd like. So there is a double connection there. And then I've had an awful lot of complaints about when they try and hook it up, it seems to be female to female. I don't know how Mark got them hooked up. When I unplugged it, I looked at, I don't know how he ever got the two to stick together, but they're obviously not made to go together. It's not the usual connection. And so there's a massive problem there somehow that has to be solved certainly before Friday, so we can go get some hay.
Wow.
So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. My other trailer's done. He suggested I take the other one. I said I can't, because I can't put hay, or I can't put enough hay in the little donkey trailer. So I need the big trailer. I need to pile it up. And I really need to know what the weather's going to be. Because if it's going to be raining, then I will have to take the little donkey trailer and get a partial load. Mm-hmm. It's very complicated, this life around here. So that's what went on.
I'm not sure what they're saying for the weather on Friday now. I know
we don't ask this thing, we'll never get back to where we're supposed to be. So let's do they'll tell us.
Okay.
We need the weather in Ipswich on Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
Friday. The hay isn't coming until Thursday night.
Crafty. Typical blanket. We want to buy your house letter. They generally don't give the best offers, particularly to solicit older homeowners. Yeah. And you're welcome for pushing the chair in. I'm glad.
My last house, I sold with no real estate agent, no lawyer, no nothing. Just me and the guy. And it worked out fine. I also made the, 40 now year lease arrangement with McDonald's without a realtor involved.
Huh.
So I'm not, it doesn't faze me.
UCLA mom is asking if you hurt your foot because you had it up on the...
Not yet. With the way the day's going, just wait.
Just resting.
Not having hay that's my foot's immaterial at that moment.
How much snow did you get? Well, we didn't get any last night. When was it? A couple nights ago? We got probably about 4 or 5 inches,
yeah.
I think. Yeah. It wasn't a whole heck of a lot.
Enough to dump out of the trailer. That trailer, by the way, dumps. Dumps. I mean, it goes way, way up. And all the snow slid out, and then I still get hay.
Len is not posted this week. It's a wrap.
There's too much to wrap.
Yeah.
I don't know what on earth went on when I finally get back with all this problem with the trailer and all. There's a dog loose in the yard.
Oh, really?
Which to me was very confusing because I didn't know it until I let my dogs out. And they're all sort of black and white. And I got Carl here. And all of a sudden it was bad before I finally saw 5. Up to that point there were 4. They were running around and running around and running around. Now, wait a minute. There's 5. I started with 4. So anyway, we got everybody.
It's a good thing they were getting. It's a good thing they were getting along, right?
Well, they weren't quite. That was half the problem.
Oh, okay.
My friend there, he took offense at the odd stranger.
Yeah. Okay.
You ride in the car with this guy fine.
Yeah.
Well, then we had him in the car so long before we even got to the trailer fixer guy. On the way down back, we decided we needed to water them. Well, Judy's got a gallon of water in the car, and we were minus our our bowl. So we let them hang their head out the window, and she holds a plastic bag with enough water in it for them to drink. Just this way.
Wow.
Works fine. And it also gives you a chance to dump that out and give the next guy fresh. It's
That's
really
a
pretty
great
convenient.
idea. Yeah.
And then they slobber down the side of the car, which is very attractive.
Okay, Fluffy. Hi, ladies. It says it's going to be 42 and partly sunny.
I can do partly
So
sunny.
that
What's the
sounds-
other part?
Siri says 90% chance of rain in Ipswich
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, but we're thinking Friday.
I don't have any hay tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hay comes tomorrow night. Hay comes in a covered truck from Canada.
Okay. And Allie says Friday is supposed to be okay, rain Thursday and snow Saturday. Okay. So I think you'll
So
be all set.
Friday we should be all right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We better get the trailer fixed by then.
Yeah.
I can drive around and get the car fixed and the trailer fixed in the rain. That's no problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a wide trailer.
Yeah.
It sticks out on both sides of the car. It's wide. That's why I had to back into the. There were posts in the way to try and get at the ATM machine. I could have gotten out of the car and walked over to the ATM. I didn't want to do that. We were a little bit ahead of time anyway, so I backed in.
Yeah.
I backed in because Judy said, "You can't do that," and that's what I decided.
And you did.
Oh yes, I can. That's all you have to do is wave a red
Challenge,
flag.
right? A
Huh?
challenge.
A challenge. You got it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's give it a couple more minutes. I don't see any more comments. Do you know who the loose dog was?
Eventually, we found out, and she told me, and I forgot.
Okay.
The black and white dog,
Black and white dog.
male.
Okay.
No, Judy. I thought Judy. I came up to the house with the sandwiches, and the first thing's done first, and then Judy ran off to the barn.
Okay. All right. Jerry, weather in Ipswich should be dry on Friday, partly cloudy. Okay. Pico, Judy is invaluable. Yeah, she is a great person.
Judy certainly is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's a lot of fun, too.
Yep, she's very pleasant. We need pleasant.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what we got here.
Pleasant and helpful. Good Lord, what else do you want?
Come on. See, now that one isn't showing up. It's so weird. Now there. Okay, here we go. Fluffy asks, Carlene, have you heard from Linda?
Linda who? I know about 47 Lindas.
Okay.
I have no
Maybe
idea.
she'll,
I don't know. I've heard from all the normal people I hear from lately. I don't know which Linda you mean.
Okay, Pico. Hi, ladies. Carlene, you have the most amazing crew.
That's true.
It's a good bunch of people. It really is. Ah, you're welcome, Fluffy.
Were you down at the barn? Are you working around there, or what are you
No,
doing?
I just came here to help you with mail call.
Oh my word! Okay.
Like yesterday, so
Okay.
I was out. I had a doctor's appointment, so I just
Oh.
came here afterwards. So it wasn't, I was already out in the area.
That's very helpful.
Yeah,
That's the kind of person we need around here. Just fill in.
well, that's what I'm trying to do until hopefully we have some puppies, because I love sitting
You
with
love
those
puppies.
puppies.
Oh, well, that's very good.
Yeah, so I'm just like so excited for that to happen.
Well,
I know, not
cross your fingers because we
not-
don't know.
Not everybody likes to be with them.
Really?
Yeah,
I can't think of anybody who doesn't.
really. Okay, but
Who doesn't like to be with puppies?
I don't know. It's just like they're a lot of work,
They are a lot of work,
but they're
funny.
fun.
They are
Oh,
funny.
And when they start to walk, I think that's the best part, because they're like wobbling. And then they can actually come over to you, too. You remember when I had the pile of puppies on my lap? Fluffy says Linda, who used to work there, and Chaos
Linda, the
was her
secretary, no,
favorite
I have
dog.
not heard from her. I did hear that she went over to Meredith one day and took
Okay.
pictures.
Okay.
I don't know how that worked out. Meredith is not open to the general public.
Wild
Actually,
flower.
what happened was I heard a complaint about somebody, and it turned out to be her.
Oh, we were
Or
only
they
about.
said that's who it was.
I think we were only about 5 minutes late. It wasn't too bad, but we made it.
I'm sorry, I was reading the newspaper to see if my news thing was in it, and it was not, so it took me an extra minute. You realize that I'm usually sound asleep between 2 and 4. So I wake up at 3 minutes of 4, and I'm not really terribly awake yet. So sometimes it takes just an extra few minutes to have a drink of water and things like that.
All right, we'll wait a couple more minutes, see if anything else comes in. Oh, here's another one. Gabriel, what kind of dog should I get if I'm allergic to puppies?
Why would you be allergic to... Wait a minute. You
Is
have
it
to be allergic to dogs.
Dogs.
If you're allergic to puppies, you probably just don't like the smell or something. They can be very smelly.
Mm.
If you don't pick up the poop immediately before they walk around in it and
Yes.
slide and carry on, yeah, they can be very smelly. But if you pick it up right away, then they're very tidy. So I don't know what kind of puppies if it would be the kind of puppies that are from non-allergic dogs, like poodles.
Is it
Who
like
is
the
it?
Bichon Frise one too? That's
Yeah.
a non-allergic dog. Yeah.
Poodles are good people puppies. They're people dogs.
Okay.
Usually very easily trained.
Mhm.
You don't find too many poodles with a terrible reputation. I'm talking big poodles. The
Oh.
little poodles are something else again. But I'm talking a big standard poodle is a good big dog.
Yeah, I mean they're
They're
like
big. Oh, yes,
they're
they
big. They're really big.
I know they are. I've had them.
Okay.
I had one that used to ride on the back of my motor scooter.
Really?
The SPCA would never allow that now. I rode it up and down Storrow Drive on my way to lunch from...
Now, did it sit in the back or in the front of you?
Back and hang on.
Nice.
No straps, no nothing. I couldn't if he ever fell off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No, she didn't fall off. It was a she.
Wow. That's
Tammy.
pretty good. I always said after my cats pass on, I might get like a little dog, and I want to take it kayaking with me.
Well, they're fine. They should have
You
no
put
trouble.
a little life jacket on and put it in the front and just tool
Yeah,
around.
you should be fine.
Yeah.
There is a little dog that's really a big dog in a little skin, and it's not a Jack Russell. It's a min pin, a miniature pincher.
Pinscher? Yeah.
Min pins. They're interesting dogs.
Huh.
They're interesting dogs. But the poodle, if you get a poodle, they grow hair. When you get a poodle, you should buy your own pair of clippers. Otherwise you go broke. Because they grow hair. They grow hair in their ears. And you really have to pull the hair out of the ears. And it doesn't seem to bother them a whole lot. It's not one of their favorite things, but in between their toes, you can be, ice between there are a couple things with hair in poodles that aren't,
Hmm.
the ice collects between their toes, or, there's a few things you have to cater to poodles, but they're a nice dog. I'm talking the big, standard poodle. If I could find a giant poodle, they're called, what, grand poodles? Something. There is a super huge poodle, which I'd love to find one.
Hmm.
I'd buy a puppy of that real quick. Add that to this bunch. Anybody know of a what are they called? Grand poodles or something. I've forgotten what they call them. Generally, the poodle breeding people don't like them. They don't breed for that. For a while, it was like Merle Great Danes are just not approved.
Mhm.
But if you ever hear of one,
Mhm.
let me know.
Okay.
I can always add one to the pile.
Lila May.
I already own clippers.
Lila May. Ipswich newspaper does have all your articles you've ever written.
They don't today. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
It's me and the obituaries. He gets a lot of obituaries. He's the only newspaper around.
So if there's too many,
sometimes-
then yours gets bumped.
Sometimes I get bumped.
Fluffy. That is fine, Carlene. Take your time. Waking up, we can wait.
I need a nap. If I didn't need to, it's not a need to nap. I sleep, whether I'm sitting in class or behind the wheel of a car or anywhere else. Generally, I sleep between 2 and 4. The only way I can possibly get anywhere in a car between those hours is to eat. You preferably ice cream. It's just I would have majored in physics in college if it wasn't for the goddamn lab, which was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I knew I just plain could not stay awake.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's just. And if you're talking to me during that time, I wouldn't count on anything. Standard. It's Royal Standard Poodle. That's what it is. It's a Royal Standard.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, we've got a whole bunch of
So,
people. Find me a Royal
Angie.
Standard Poodle.
Is Carl still in the house?
Yes,
Yes,
Carl
he's
is
right
over
over
there.
there on the futon sleeping.
Carl's lessons are not going terribly well since he got out and joined the bunch running around the yard, etc. But we're working on it.
It would be nice if the written training from the DD was seen with sound on cam, if possible, just some short time.
Well, I could probably do that.
Was that the
Probably not between
Training
2 and
with
4. I'll get organized. What I would like to see happen in the world is to have a standard time where we would be on camera for one thing or another. And I was a little upset when we went from 5 o'clock to 4 o'clock because somebody else is on at 3 o'clock. You know?
Mm.
I'm trying to get it very regular. 4 o'clock is fine. I wake up by 4. But we need to get a standard so you people can rely on what we're doing. And most of the time, that's fine. There's enough of us around here.
Okay, let's see what we got.
What's that? Oh,
Okay, so Fluffy says, this is the
yep.
Carlene, I heard that the best combination of watchdog is a Chihuahua and Rottweiler.
Yep.
The Chihuahua would alert, and the other would be right there for the bite. Wow. Yeah.
That's probably true. That theory is certainly true. I said that without joking. If Nancy Pelosi's husband had had a dog in the house, he never would have gotten hit by a hammer. He'd have called 911 when the guy came through the door.
And the dog would be on
The dog
on
would
the
have
guy.
dog would have told him that he was on his way through the door, which would have given him plenty of time to call 911. You know, having a dog around is, it sometimes takes some effort, which is certainly true, but the benefit of having a dog is incredible. Kids who are raised in a house without animals, particularly a dog, they're different.
Mm-hmm.
They never learn to train anything. They don't learn to care for another thing. There are problems like that there's somebody for them to talk to when the rest of the family won't listen.
Mm-hmm.
There are benefits to having a dog in the house. And certainly, if you're about to get broken into with a guy with a hammer, that's one of them. Okay, now you want to know one of the problems is if I push this button
Yes.
and 2 or 3 guys arrive at the front door with suitcases and stuff and all dressed in black and, I don't think they could get in here. I don't know. I don't think they'd want to. They'd all stand on the porch and say, let her rip.
Yeah, I mean, that would be...
If I am not well enough
To tell
command
them
these guys
right.
to get out of the way. If I've only broken a hip and can still scream at them, then I'm fine. But if I conk out, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Okay. Isn't it a king poodle, Angie?
It could be a king poodle. I don't know what they name them. I'm also
Isn't
told.
standard one of the small, the
No,
medium?
standard.
Is it?
Well, it's slightly bigger than a yellow lab.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, a standard poodle is called the bigger.
Okay.
Then there's mini, then there's miniature, and then there's toy.
Okay.
I'm told that sometimes there are people in Canada that have them.
Christian says, Gabe, it sounds like you need a dog.
But I have such fun with them.
Yeah. All right.
And you may say it's only Lockie that's here for mail call, but we have here Jiminy right underneath the camera, and then there's Carl at the other.
And Sizzle's in your bedroom.
And Sizzle's in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Sizzle took a slip today, and I thought, oh, Sizzle. She was on ice, and she could not get her back feet under her, and I thought, oh my God, she's falling apart, her hips, or that.
Oh, wow.
And then she got up and ran off and bit him. So it's
All
fine.
his fault.
Well, he bites her. He's not nice to her sometimes.
Aw. Okay.
Carl is here because it's Olaf's dog. Olaf is Janine's significant other, and
Is he traveling?
he's somewhere else.
Yeah.
He has the kind of job where he might be in Lebanon. He has a meeting in Lebanon tomorrow at 2 p.m, and then I'll be home. And he's home. Day after tomorrow he'll be home. So I don't know where he is or what he's doing, but there are times when he's gone not much more than overnight, and then there are times when he's gone a whole week. And he goes to extremely strange places that I can hardly ever pronounce. He's in the water business somehow.
Lila May asks, any more yuppie puppy training?
I haven't done that in years.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It has.
Yeah.
The reason being, you can only one can yuppie at a time, and it's always him.
Yeah, he does.
He gets very possessive of it.
Yeah. Okay. Fluffy. I agree with you, Carlene. I used to feel much safer when I had collies. They have a strong bark. Oh, I miss them so much. Two cat mom. Any chance Jiminy getting the
Don't say
yeah, one of these mail calls?
I keep. Where it is. I'm sure he would love it. He loves to do stuff.
Yeah.
He does it. That's one problem in having 3 or 4 dogs around at the same time. You have to spend a lot of time teaching the group which dog you're talking to, and the rest have to go away and lie down. Gabe, what's that pet turtle? Do I see that pet turtle there? What is that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. I think it's somebody just...
No, Gabrielle sees. Do you know that Judy has a pet turtle?
I didn't.
Oh, yes.
Like a big one?
It's a big turtle. And the weather has been so odd that her turtle is out of sync.
Oh, wow.
And is not hibernating, and she found it wandering around her living room or wherever. I don't know. She's
Can
got
you
a great...
imagine?
She had 2 of them. She gave one to the zoo out in Los Angeles or something.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, she's got a pet turtle.
Oh, that's pretty unique.
I'm interested in watching the turtles on the zoo. It's the same channel that has Dr. Paul, which is the other thing I watch. I'm sick of the news. There are 2 huge turtles, and they come out of their thing and they put their head up in the air so that people will scratch their neck.
Aww.
And it really is kind of interesting. I didn't know a turtle would do that.
Roxy's mom, my kids have a golden doodle. He is tall and lanky. He is 1. Those are nice dogs. My
Those are,
brother,
yeah,
my
yeah.
brother had one.
Yeah.
Crazy though,
Really?
off the wall.
Well, poodles are off the wall. You got to figure out what wall, and you're all set. Back when I had my poodle, that's when I entered the AKC obedience trial and won it.
Oh wow.
I only did one. I'd never been in one before, but that poodle was trained. And I didn't have to practice ahead of time. I just had to watch what everybody else did. Then I did it, and it was perfect.
Nice.
And I won. So that's why I went out and I bought 100 blue ribbons, 15 cents each. I put them on the wall, and I said, "To hell with showing dogs," because it really was it was an awful lot of effort for a skinny little ribbon. A skinny little. I would love to poodle. I'd love a poodle. I'd let any of my stud dogs breed a poodle. I'd probably have a hell of an argument, but that's all right.
Pico.
The one thing with a poodle that I heard, they are so easily trained to do silly things like the yuppie puppy, and that kind of stuff, roll over, lay down, stand up, that stuff, tricks. That I wondered why they weren't used for C&I dogs. And the problem with that is you can never get it across to them that they have to go around like an awning that's going to hit the person in the head. That's a very complicated thing to teach a dog, I think. And that was explained to me by a trainer working with the C&I, whose opinion I enjoyed 50 years ago. They'll duck under a railing. No. They'll go around a puddle because they don't like the puddle either. But when it comes to assessing how tall a person is that's connected to them, it gets complicated. They're too quick. There are a lot of people like that. Oh, just let's do it this way, you know?
Yeah.
The poodle mentality.
Pico asked, does Carl know how to use the yuppie puppy?
No, I don't know.
I don't know if he's ever...
He's apparently his brother.
Okay.
Same litter.
Okay. Oh. Okay. UCLA mom. My father was bit by a strange dog in 1918 when he was 4 years old. He never found the dog, so had to go through old rabies shots. Yep. No pets in our house. I gave my parents a cat when I moved to California. My parents took George on most of their U.S. vacations. He was on a leash, a very spoiled cat. Susie K. Talking about unusual pets. My son and granddaughters have a chinchilla, Rosie. She's so soft and can live for 20 years.
Funny you mention a chinchilla because Judy's got a chinchilla.
She's got one of those too?
Yeah,
wow.
Right.
Wow. Nice. All right. We'll wait a couple more minutes, see if anything else comes in. Do a little refresh. Nope. Lila May says, thank you for
I don't know what you learned.
informative mail call.
What was informative?
Well, you're talking about the poodles and
Poodles,
turtles and
turtles.
a lot of
Yeah.
unique things. Yeah.
Now I'll go back to bed. No, my supper is already ready.
Oh yeah, what are you having for dinner?
I sous vide chicken thighs at 4 o'clock this morning. Put them in for a long time because chicken you gotta cook. So at 165 degrees. And so by the time I got back, no, it was at breakfast time. They'd been in for 4 hours. So I took them out and let them cool off. Put them in the icebox. And then when I was driving around this thing, I remembered I had a box of stovetop stuffing. When you sous vide things, you get a lot of the juices, which would be what you'd make the gravy out of if you're going to do that. But I have a bottle of gravy. So what I did was to take my box of stuffing and dump it in the sous vide bag that had the juices from the turkey, chicken in it. And that's what I'm having for supper, is chicken with
Nice.
stuffing and cranberry relish.
Nice.
That's what I'm having.
That sounds good.
One of these days I'm going to do lima beans in the sous vide or something.
Anita, I had a standard bred poodle when I was a kid. His name was Dante for Inferno. He was not as well behaved as our other dog, a little terrier type. Always doing what he felt like doing, not necessarily what we wanted him to do.
They're very bright. They can get the best of you.
I think any dog can.
Yeah.
All right. I think that might be it.
Okay, I'll go have my supper.
Okay.
It should be just already in the bag. In the bag.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good night.